Hi guys. So I figured I'm just going to go for it and try to do the live this morning. I figured I'm going to try to do, or I'm going to show you guys how I did that little gnome on the top of my Valentine mailbox. I ended up using pine cones and socks. So I'm going to try to do 3 of them today. So I just got these really nice pine cones when I was at farmer's market, the winter market uptown. So this one's roughly about maybe 3.5 inches wide, and almost 6 inches tall. But I have smaller ones. It just kind of varies. I didn't do a whole lot of measuring. But I figured it would be a fun thing to show because I thought he turned out really great. And he's lightweight, so I could have put him anywhere. Now with some of these pine cones, they don't sit that well. So with these, I mean, they're sitting really well. But I'm going to go ahead and use these discs just because it's going to make it nice and stable. Bailey, everyone's doing okay this morning. Hi, Auntie. Oh, I'm going to skip my ads here in a second. I'm listening to classical music this morning. I figured that would be nice and relaxing. Alright, so you're going to need the little baby shoes if you want to add shoes to it. Bailey, the kids are not here. They'll be home sometime later today, but I'm not sure what time. Later today, after they get back sometime, they have stuff to do for school. They have to get their Valentine box ready, so they asked me to help them decorate their Valentine box. Probably will not do it live. I'm going to do it one-on-one with each of them, but I will take pictures and post on my page. When I have all of them, I love crafting with all of them, but when I have all of them together, it kind of overwhelms me because I feel like I'm getting pulled by all of them. So I think it's better if I just do the crafts one-on-one because they just, oh my goodness, they have so much energy and it just wears me out. So for this, it's a pretty simple craft. I think the first one I'm going to do is this pinkish one. And I also have 2 different black ones to show you how that one will turn out. So with this long one, you'll just need the sock, the shoes, some felt. But, of course, you don't need the shoes if you don't want to. I'm also going to add arms, which you don't have to add that either. It just kind of depends on what you're going for. And there's no wrong way of doing it. Just use what you have around your house. So, and I've already staged a few of my stuff. So, I have 3 different beards I figured I would use, and I've already got them cut out. I ended up using this template I use for tons and tons of my gnomes, and I just modify it depending on the size. If I need a bigger one, I cut further out, and if I need a smaller, like a shorter one, I just go to a certain, however length I want. I do have a bigger template as well, but just play around with it, whatever size. You don't even have to use that U shape. There are some people who use just a rectangle, and it works just fine, you know, or just snip a little piece. Just remember, just cut the back of that faux fur. You could even use yarn if you want, or a mop. So I figured I would do 3 different ones here. For this one, I'm going to do a gray polka dotted hat. When I picked out this sock, I thought, oh, I want a gray hat. but I didn't really have a whole lot of gray material. And I had seen in the scraps at Walmart in that fabric section, they had the polka dots. And all I kept thinking was polka dots and stripes. I think there's a song about it. Whether they go together or not, I don't know. But I thought, I'm just going to go for it. And with this one, I will probably do the white beard. I'll save the black. I want a black one on one of the black socks because I think that'll look really cute. And for the black ones, I ended up choosing some of this red felt. That'll be for one of them. And then it's kind of like an aqua or a teal for the other one. So those are going to be for the black ones. And all that I did was I kind of set my pine cone on the fabric to see about how wide I wanted that to be. And I made sure that there was a fold so it's doubled. And then I just kind of eyeballed it. I think it's almost 11 to 12 inches long. And then I want to say they're like 6 to 8 inches wide. Yeah, almost 7. This one's almost 7 inches wide. So, and then 11 inches tall. So, just kind of depends. And I've already glued them. I just haven't turned them right side out yet. I figured I'll do that on here. And then since it's not going to be standing up or anything, I'm not going to weight down the shoes. You don't have to because it's not needing that support. It's just going to be for decorative purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down these shoes. So I'm just going to glue this edge. Then I'm going to glue this one down as well. They whip together pretty quick, especially since I already got stuff cut out. I didn't want to do too long of a live today. I don't know what time the kids are coming, and I want to get some stuff ready for them as well. Alright, so I'm just going to glue that down. And then I'm going to cut around that bottom. I wasn't sure if I was going to do the live this morning. I didn't know what time the kids were coming, didn't know how everyone else in the household was going to be. But I figured I'm just going to go for it. Because if I don't, I could be missing out on visiting with you guys. It's better than just sitting doing nothing. And I don't think I have any plans to go anywhere, so might as well do some crafting. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my strip. I normally do about 2 inches, and that gives me a good height for my shoes. Since I'm doing 3 of them, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my strips. Hi, Dee. I'll go ahead and do a third one. Alright. Then I'm just going to cut this in half because one half of this, it'll fit all the way around my shoe. And I'm just putting it to the edge to where both edges of that felt meet. Then I just do that tip. I don't do on top of the shoe yet. I always do that last. That way I can decide how I want that pleat to go. Okay, then I'm just going to put a bead of glue on there and seal up this edge and then trim off that extra where it meets. So then your shoe's on the inside, and so then it looks like a little tube. And you can either pinch the sides to where you have this really cute, it almost looks like a little loafer. So you can do this kind of pleat, or you can make it look more like a boot and push down that center and then have these come in. You can have it however you want, but just remember on these here, since they're not standing, you're not really going to see a whole lot of the top of that shoe because it's going to be right up against that gnome. So it doesn't fully matter what the top of the shoe looks like, but I'm a little bit particular. So I'm probably going to make it look like a loafer just because I like that little detail. And it's the newest one that I had learned. Normally I make them look like boots. But I'm going to go ahead and add some glue down inside there. That way when I pinch this and fold it, it's going to stay in place. So I just pinch in the sides and then I lay that flat. So that's what it looks like. See, there's a pleat there and here. And then that's going to lay down. I'm also going to run a bead of glue on both sides so that will stay put. It doesn't take much. And then all the extra up on top, I'm just going to tuck that inside that shoe. Bailey, I'm not sure what we're doing tonight because I don't know what time the kids are coming home. If they come home tonight, we'll be working on school stuff. But if they come home this morning or this afternoon, then we might be free. So I'll keep you posted. I know the kids are wanting to video chat with you, so I will keep you posted today. Yep, that fits good. So what I did was I just took a random piece of the felt, cut it into strips, It looks like it is about 4.5 inches long and about 1 inch wide. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the shoe with it. So I'm just going to roll it, kind of like a cinnamon roll. You just roll it and roll it. And then I'm going to just stick that inside that shoe to fill that space. So that fills it. And then that'll give me a space to put the glue to stick to that sock that's covering that pine cone later. Alright, so then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And if you get too much glue, you can either take a little pair of scissors, I sometimes use those, or you can use a little pair of tweezers just to get that extra off of there. I got a little bit heavy with that. Then, same thing on this one, just glue a little bit on those sides, making sure that both of the edges of that felt meet. Go. Just about done with this one too. See what I mean by they whip up pretty fast? Once we get the shoes done, it goes pretty quick because all you do with the pine cone is you cover it with that sock, and then you just add the beard and all that. Pretty quick. Add some glue there. Do my pucker. Oh, you'll have to give that baby a little squeeze for me. Give her little hugs. I haven't seen her for quite a while. I've seen pictures. She's growing like a weed. Oh my goodness. And so adorable. Okay, so then it looks like that little loafer. And I do plan on adding like a little embellishment on the top there. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know before we do anything, because I don't know what time they're going to be home. So I'll let you know when they're home first, and then see what the plans are, and we'll go from there. All right, so there's that. So we could add just a little bit of, no, I don't like that. This is the gray one. Maybe I'll add, what was I going to put on this one? Was it the, okay, let's see. Maybe I won't put anything on the shoes since it's going to be folded up like that. I can always add it later, that's fine too. So I'm just going to set these shoes aside and we'll play it by ear. I'll see what jumps out at me here after a bit. So with him, I'm going to go ahead and cut right above the heel of this long sock. And then this is going to cover my pine cone. And you're going to notice that it's a little pokey, and it's going to sound like it's breaking, but it's pretty forgivable. Just have to kind of work with it a little bit. With this one having lines, I want to make sure that that whole bottom fits. So the bottom of that pine cone is going to be the white spot. And see, I could have cut a lot more. I could have cut it right at the heel because it's covering it really well. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and trim it. That way I don't have a whole lot extra. Really, there's no wrong way of doing it. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Just gonna glue that, and this one still sits really nice, but some of them do want to topple over. And even though this one's sitting really good, I think I'm still gonna glue it down on one of those little discs, because at work I have that gnome and I ended up doing a little flower behind it. So I can do the same thing with this one, glue it down on there, and I can put something behind him. All right, then I'm going to go ahead, and I've already set out all of the beads for the noses and the hands. With this one, I'm going to use the leftover for my arms. And a lot of my videos, I use the pool noodle, or not the pool noodle, but the curlers as the arms and the legs. And this one, I decided I'm not going to do that, because if you don't have those, I want to be able to show that other option. So, but first, I'm going to go ahead and glue down his beard. I'm going to put that little pucker in the center. I like that tip that Sarah gave me on Tenderfoot Village. So you just do that little pucker in the center, and when you glue that down, it kind of gives it a little bit of height. And I like that. And then I'm going to set that aside, let that dry. And then with the arm, or with the rest of the sock here, I'm just going to cut it to where I have two. So I cut one side, now I'm going to flip it and cut the other side. Now this finished edge where the top of the sock was, that's going to be the down by his arm, because that's the finished edge. That way I don't have to create like a hem or anything, because I know it's not going to fray that much there. but where I had cut it off, it will. So that's going to go tucked up under his hat. So there's these pieces. And all I'm going to do is fold them onto each other to make his arms. And I do have a little bead I want to use. So I'm going to glue this bead down first. Right at the tip. Right at that edge. And this bead has a hole in it, so you could string it. And I decided I like that because you can also put something in his hand. It kind of gives you a little bit more options. Then I will fold this over. And anytime that you attach the arms, you'll want that crease towards the inside. And if you wanted these bendable, you could always use a pipe cleaner on the inside. This one, it doesn't really matter. I can have him hold something, and as I have him hold it, I can glue them to there. So it'll automatically bend. Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead and glue this one. Just going to put a little dab of glue right at that edge. And I'm making the hole on the top and the bottom. I don't know if I'm thinking you can see that in the video. And I'm just doing that edge. There we go. I'm folding this up. And that glue will catch just a little bit on that bead. Then I will add glue to this side. Then I will glue this one down. Those are cute arms. So then you're going to take your pine cone, and I'm going to figure out where I want the arms to hit on his body. And with these having stripes on them, the socks, I can pretty much figure out where it looks like the gray stripe is going to be right on top, and it's going to be the perfect length that I want. So I can cut some of this top part off. And so I have this, but I'm gonna save this because since I've just glued there and I didn't glue on the inside, now I've got a little tube. And later down the road, I can use this if I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue on the top and right where this gray strip is. So I'm going to glue that down to the top there. He's already looking really cute. So I'm going to make it to where those gray lines meet. Yeah, that looks pretty cute. And then if I want him to hold anything, I can just glue his hands together or glue them to whatever item I'm wanting him to hold. And then these beads, I can stick like a little flag or whatever in there. And with these, if the sleeves were a different color, I could use this as a winter muff if I wanted. Or I could put it a little bit on the sleeves to make like an extra ruffle if I wanted to, but I'm not putting that on there. So next I'm going to go ahead and glue down that beard. I'm going to glue that towards the top where those arms meet because I want to see some of this bottom there. I'm going to find that middle, and I'm going to use the medium size wooden beads today. For his nose. He's already looking really cute. Now with the hat, you're probably thinking, oh, that's huge for that pine cone. It's going to go over those arms as well as part of the body. And I'm going to create little pleats and little puckers and everything. So it will work out. And if by chance it is a little bit big, I can make the pleats a little bit deeper. So it'll take up a little bit more of that extra space. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and glue these shoes on him. Move the beard out of the way there. And I want to hold that in place a little bit. That way I know it's not going to go anywhere. A lot of times I'm impatient and I try to pull that off. I leave it on there and then it doesn't stick as well. And if you find that it's not sticking in one spot, you can always add a little bit more glue just to catch that spot that you're wanting. He's looking really cute. And make sure that you move the beard out of the way when you put the shoes on. I have had a couple of my gnomes where his beard was stuck in his shoe because I did not pay attention. But it ended up looking good anyway. It just looked a little silly. Like, boy, he wasn't paying attention when he was tying his shoes and putting them on. They ended up getting tucked down into his beard, got tucked down into his boots. So he's coming along pretty well. After a while, they tend to get like little personalities of their own. And you just play with the beards. And so with this hat now, I'm going to go ahead and turn it right side out. I love how it looks fuzzy on this side. It didn't look as fuzzy on the other, so I made sure to have this side on the inside when I cut it. That way when I turned it wrong side out, it would come out right. So with the hat, you could either put batting in there, like stuffing. You can put a wire so it's bendable. You could put pipe cleaners. Whatever you want goes. There's no wrong way of doing it. I'm just gonna let it go. And when I was putting this on just now, there is a little effect that it did, and I like what it did, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down how it automatically sat. So it ended up looking like he has a cuff on there. So I'm just gonna make it look like it was meant to be that way. So I'm just gonna add some glue. Oopsie. Hi, Teresa. There we go. And then I'm going to glue just certain spots. Of this brim that I just ended up making because it wanted to lay that way. Now that I have the hat somewhat done, it kind of makes me think of Mickey Mouse when he put the sorcerer's hat on. This hat makes me think of that. So when I put this hat on, I kind of scrunched it, and it created this little cuff. And so I ended up gluing that there. And I think that fits perfect on him. My piano stopped. I wanted to make sure I was still watching. And this material is just some fleece that was in the scrap bin at Walmart. I was looking at other fabrics, and I just happened to look over in the bin, and it had this for like $2, and it was over a yard of material. So I was like, score, I'm getting it. There was quite a bit there. I also got some of this teal color, and it was in the bin as well. Anytime I see something like that for a good deal, I grab it, because you never know when you're going to get that good of a deal again. So what I'm going to do, before I glue down the rest of the top part of his hat, I'm going to go ahead and glue down by his nose, so I know that hat is going to stay on the top of his nose. And when I chose the sock, I was like, I just need some kind of gray material. And I wasn't sure if the polka dots would go with the stripes. And I was like, I'm going for it. I think he's turning out pretty stinking cute. So I could have stuffed his hat to where it stays up. I don't make a whole lot of gnomes that have their hat staying up, because I do love it when it bends down. I think it adds just a little bit more character. So I do plan on gluing this one, but there's no wrong way of doing it. You can make it to where it stands straight up, and those look adorable as well. So, I was debating on what embellishments to put on this hat. And I have these really cute wooden cutouts on the a lot of the gnome pages and the Dollar Tree pages. People are asking, what do we use these wood cutouts for? What are we doing with these now? I use them for embellishments on the hat. He does need a pom-pom to go with the spots on his hat. So that one it'll look really cute on there. And I'm just going to create like a little opening, or like a little pocket, and I'm going to put some glue there. And then right at that tip, I'm just going to set that down there, and then squeeze my pom-pom around it. That's going to look so cute. Hi, Addison. So he's looking really cute. This one here, I thought a wooden cutout and maybe some pearls would look really cute. So I'm just going to go with it. There's a little white spot where those dots were. Those can sit just fine. I'm not really liking the pearls, so maybe I won't use those. But I do have these little leaf, I don't think they're buttons, they're just called accessories. So I think I'm going to put at least one of those on there. And I got these at Walmart. Oh yeah, and I think I'm going to do two. I think it'll look better with two. Addison, I don't have a shop. I did Winter Market uptown, but that was somebody else's shop that we were set up. And I do have some of my stuff in the, it's an antique place uptown. One of the lady that does the farmer's market, she took some of my stuff up there to see how it would do. But other than that, I don't have a shop. I just kind of work from the house. Oh yeah, I like this way better. So just that little embellishment. And then I can put him on one of these. That raises him up just a little bit. And then there's a spot. Let me show you what I mean. When I was at work, there was the gnome on my desk. So I ended up putting a sprig of flowers there in that hole. And then I can manipulate this to however I want it to be behind. And I can trim this down to where it sits in there a little bit better. So I'll show you. So that fits down inside that hole there. And that's how I have the gnome on my desk at work. He's sitting on one of those discs, and then I just put a flower stem. Peach roses would look amazing with this, yes. So, I don't think I'm going to put him on a disc right now because he does sit really well. And I want to be able to offer some of these gnomes that I'm doing today to the grandkids if they want them on their Valentine box. They can use one of my gnomes. If not, I will stick them on that, and I will add these to my collection to sell. All right, so now we're going to move on to another one. So I already did the really long sock, and I was able to use the extra for the arms. So this time I'm going to show you with just this one, and this is the sock that has the little dots on it, and that's to keep it from sliding, but it still works. So all you do is you take your pine cone and very carefully, I mean, you don't want to be too rough to where it will break your pine cone, but you just work that sock around. In the toe of the sock, I always try covering that bottom of that pine cone. So this one doesn't have a whole lot of extra up at the top, but that's okay because the top part's going to be covered with that hat anyway. And see, this one, like I said, it's not wanting to stand up, so this one will probably be glued down, just for that fact. It doesn't want to sit anywhere. So then I'm going to go ahead and glue this top part. Yes, the black, white, and gray, you can do so much with it. And one of these is going to be with the red hat. The other one is going to have that teal. And see, these were somewhat different because this one still has those grippers on the bottom, but this one has the white bottom, and to me it looks like it has more white, and this one has more black. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to like the black beard, but I haven't done many gnomes with black beards, so I definitely wanted to use one today. And I didn't want to do the black on the pink one, because I wanted to stick with white or cream with pink and gray. So this one, he'll either have the brown or the black. I think for the red hat, I'm going to have the black beard, because I think that would go really good. And then the brown will go with that teal beard. And this one definitely has to sit on a disc. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down. This will make it a little bit better. You just choose what side you want to be facing out. So I think this looks pretty good. And since this one doesn't have extra, I might not even add arms. I might just have he might not even have shoes. It just kind of depends on my like of the craft. A lot of times I will add the arms just because I like that, but I want to be able to show how versatile it is, to where you don't have to always have arms or always have legs. So this one, I'm just going to have the hat and the beard just to see if I like it. And you can always add them later if it's something that, if it doesn't turn out how you like it. You can always add and subtract. So this one, I went ahead and made that pleat. Once your hat is glued down, though, it's kind of hard to add your arms, but it is doable. And I always play around with the beard and fluff it up. I haven't used coasters, but that would be a good thing to use. I've mainly only used the discs, and that's just because that's what I have on hand. Alright, then I'm using that middle-sized bead for his nose. Turns out so cute. Then while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and turn my red hat. And at the edge of the fabric, it ended up already having like this little, I don't know, there's like little holes, but it automatically curls up. So I left it because I thought that would be a cute little addition to the hat. So then I'm just going to set this on here just to see. So cute. So even though he doesn't have any legs or arms, this one does work. I'm going to go ahead and just start gluing down his hat because I do like that. And it's automatically wanting to form other pleats, and I'm just putting glue inside those to use where that's naturally wanting to form. Then I'm going to glue this down. And lately I have not been using any batting or stuffing or anything in my hats. But I mean, it would look cute even with it stuffed or with a wire to where you can like bend it however you're wanting. Hi, Cindy. Lately I've been in the kick of just scrunching them up and folding and playing around with the hat. And I love how it looks like it's a little big for him. I love that. And these gnomes are so light, though you can add them to any project because they don't have much weight to them at all. And I do have plans for this one, for the embellishments. So I'm going to put a red pom-pom on the bottom of his hat, or on that tip. And there's a method to that madness on the red and red and the black. I know Valentine's Day is coming up, but that is not the theme of this gnome. When I saw the colors, I thought, yeah, it could be Valentine's, but I thought, how cute would it be for Ladybug? I mean, I ended up having one of these wooden cutouts. And then I have these little buttons. And I thought those would make really cute embellishments on this gnome. And I have so many of the ladybug embellishments. Oh yes, that would look cute. I just happen to have black and white ribbon off to the side. Cute idea. I had someone ask me not too long ago too how I made such good bows, and I don't think I do very well with the bows. So I ended up getting like a little bow maker, but I haven't used it yet. So all that I've been doing with my bows is I tie them like I'm tying my shoe. Oh my goodness, that's going to be so adorable. So I made a little bow. And I'm going to add that down here to that pom-pom. I think I'm also going to put one of those ladybugs down there as well. He's looking so cute, guys. I'll show you here in a second. Alright. He's looking so cute. Should I put one up here too? Okay, so this is what I've got so far. Do you think I should add a couple up here at all? Or like it's... They keep falling out of my hand. Like it's coming up his hat? Or would that be too much and this is... less is more? And he doesn't need any arms or legs. I can add arms later, or even the little shoes. Yeah, I was wondering if it would be way too much. So, but he sure does look cute. I think sometimes simple is more. I mean, simple is better. And I do have plans to do a St. Patrick's Day gnome. I only have a little bit of orange faux fur left. But when I was at the store the other day, I saw these really cute hair clips. And I thought those would be good embellishments. And then I had also found these little socks. And I want to cut them and make pants. And use the curlers and everything and make a St. Patrick's Day gnome. So that'll be coming up in the future there. So I'm going to set... Boy, those look so cute together too. Before I work on this next one, I'm going to show you. So this is one with arms and legs. And then this one is without. And they're both equally cute. Hi, Janet. Thank you so much. They're so much fun, and they're so lightweight. When I was doing my Valentine box for work, I kept thinking, I need a gnome about so big, and it can't be too heavy because I'm setting it on top of this mailbox that I'm creating. And so I just got to looking around. I don't know where my brain comes up with it and everything, but I saw the pine cones and I thought, that's about the size I need, and I can cover that in a sock. So that's where my brain works on that. But I think now I'm going to start with this next one so I can do that teal. I'm excited to see how that teal one's going to look. And I don't have many of the pine cones left, but my brother has been trying to get me to pick up pine cones from his house since before Thanksgiving. He says, sister, I've got tons of pine cones. You need to come get some if you can use them. And I was like, sure, I'll use them. But I keep forgetting. My brain is so full right now. And during the holidays, it was so full then too. So I was like, I'll get them eventually. Just set them in a sack for me. Alright, so I'm going to close this up like I did the others. I don't have any green fur. I do have white. So white and orange would work with that. That's a good idea. Thank you for that. I am so glad you guys are able to watch and visit with me. My crafts end up growing so much because you guys brainstorm with me. I love that. Now this one doesn't have as much length as that other one because the other one was a little bit longer of a sock, but this one would still work to add arms. And if you didn't want this, like the same material, you can always use felt or whatever. But I prefer go ahead and just use the rest of that sock. This one, I'm going to go ahead and put arms on it. So I'm going to glue that bead right to the edge, and then I'm going to finish doing one edge and wrap that around. And then this will create an arm. And with the other one, I did have to cut it down a little bit, so maybe this one I won't have to cut down at all for my length. And where I'm gluing the bead, I don't know if you were tuned in before, I'm gluing the bead to the top of that sock because it won't fray as much up there. Where I cut it, it's going to fray a little bit, so I want that to be tucked into my hat. There we go. And when I do it this way, it does kind of look like a puffed sleeve, which I think that's really cute. So it kind of tapers down to his hand, but it puffs up right here. There's really no wrong way of doing it. I just use what I got around the house, and I do have some of the curlers that I normally use, but I'm trying to save those for other things. And they are the smaller ones, where a lot of mine I use that middle size. Yeah, see this one I'm not going to have to cut. I'm not going to have to cut as much. I'm not going to have to cut any. So I can just glue that down, and he's already looking so adorable. He might not even need feet. He can just have arms. And he sits really good. So I might not have to have the disc on there either. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this just to the top of that pine cone. And then I'll add the other one to the other side. I'm also going to glue the inside of that so it stays down for me. So there he is so far. What did I do? There we go. And with the fur, a lot of times after I cut it, I use my little comb to comb it out. But then I kind of fluff it as well, because I want it to look like it's natural and not just straight and everything. Sometimes my fur has like a natural kink to it, and I love that because it just kind of adds a little pizzazz to it, or a little bit of character or uniqueness. But definitely when it's curled or kinked, I definitely comb it out, and then I fluff it, and I mess around with it just to make sure that it sits how I like it. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead, glue this beard down. And I just put it towards the top there where those arms meet, and that little crease in the center of that beard creates the fullness to where it kind of sticks out a little bit. I don't know if that comes off very well on on there, but it has that little crease. He's looking really cute. Then, of course, I'll glue his nose down. Make that center there. Ooh, this is a pretty song. I like them all, but I just love that piano music. So there he is so far. And on this one, I did have a little bit of idea of what I want to do with him as well. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that hat right side out. And I love this fleece material. It's just really nice to work with. Oops. He kind of looks short. That's cute. Okay. And with him, I'm not worried too much about that edge because I've got plans. And I'll show you that here in a second. So right now, all that I'm going to do is glue down that edge. And then before I create any of the folds or anything, I have plans. So I'm going to glue this down first. So what I planned on doing was I have this big bulky yarn, and I figured I would put that around that edge so he kind of looks fluffy, like he's bundled up. And this looks cute. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I can create some of those pleats. Just play around with the hat. I'm really liking that color. I love being able to play with the gnomes for the placement and everything. I can actually add a little bit more blue there. I was looking at my pictures of all the gnomes that I have done, and I have to say I am surprised, well, kind of surprised, but I am loving seeing the growth from where I started at with my sock gnomes. I've gotten so much better. I've seen tons of progress. A lot of helpers and a lot of tips, and they turn out really cute now, and I don't get frustrated in the beginning. Sometimes it gets really frustrating because it doesn't turn out how you want it, and you have this vision, but after you learn that it's okay if it doesn't fully turn out how you want it, that's just a sign that your craft just grew a little bit. And they end up looking great no matter what. Somebody out there is going to like what you didn't. And this one I didn't want, I have strings everywhere. This one I didn't want a very big pom-pom, so I just cut a little bit of that yarn and then glued that to itself, pinched it in half. So there's that so far. And with him, I thought of using one of these leaves and putting that as an embellishment. I haven't used the leaf ones very much. I normally gravitate towards like the flowers and stuff like that. But I thought the leaf one is really cute. And with all this stuff, I also thought maybe I would do these little mushrooms. I don't know, maybe add that to the pom-pom, or I can put it up on his hat. Ooh, I do like how it looks on the hat. I might have to do it there. I'm loving that. And I figured if I did 2 or 3 of them, it would look really cute in like a little cluster. It just adds like a little extra to it. I think I'm going to put the other one right there. Oh, that's cute. So I really like how that leaf is poking out with the itty bitty mushrooms. And I thought that he was going to tip over, because when I first put him how I want him, he wants to lean back a little bit, but he does stand on his own. So I'm going to go ahead and leave him like that. And I could add shoes. I don't really think he needs any, but I'm kind of curious, maybe using that same material and make his shoes with the teal. So maybe I'll do that. So I'll set him aside, and I'm gonna cut out some of this material, and I'm gonna use the pink ones because that'll hide inside it a little bit better than the other one. And I'm not even gonna measure. I'm just gonna wing it. That sometimes works way better. Oh yeah. Yep, that'll fit on there. So I'm going to go ahead, since they're not for standing, I'm not going to put any of those rocks in there this time. Yeah, Cindy, I always put my videos on there, so it'll stay on my page. I do not plan on deleting them off of there. So they will definitely be there for anybody to check out later. So at first I wasn't planning on putting a whole lot embellishments because I wanted to show the 3 different stages, you know, with arms, without arms, with shoes, without shoes. But now I'm curious. I want to see how this gnome would look with the same color shoes as his hat. It's almost like the brain doesn't shut off. It just keeps going. And I love that. And I like having you guys on, you know, watching, so I can kind of brainstorm with you. Okay, so I'm not measuring, I'm just winging it.
Who are you talking to, Kelly?
Nope, I'm doing a live.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, you're good. That was my husband. He must be hungry. He got up and is wheeling himself into the kitchen. Okay, so there's one. A little bit more. I cut a little bit more off, so there we go. This one, I think I'm going to make it look like a boot. Earlier, I did the one that makes it look like a loafer. And this one, so all I'm doing is pushing that center after I added glue in there. And then that creates these two little pleats here. So then I'm going to add a little bit of glue on each side and bring those together. And then all that extra I'm going to tuck inside that shoe. So it creates just like a little, I use this one for boots, but I normally keep, if I have a leg, I keep that on there. So cute little shoe. So then I'll do this one here. Okay. All right. This one's just about done. When I first started doing the gnomes, I was really scared about adding the shoes. I didn't think I would be very good at it. But once I started adding the shoes, I really love that effect. So almost every gnome I do now, it has some sort of footwear. Okay, then I'll create that boot. So on the top, we just bring that in on the, I use my thumb quite a bit on that part. And then it creates those pleats. Then bring those together. Then tuck all that extra inside. And that creates that little pleat there. Then I'm going to do the same thing I did with that other one, where I'm going to roll this. But first I'm going to fold this in half. It'll give me a little bit extra. It'll give me just a little extra width on there. Then I'm going to go ahead and roll this. I probably won't need as much. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that glue down inside. And then I'm going to go ahead and stuff that in there. Just like a little cinnamon roll. So that will fill that void and it'll give me something to glue. Alright, then go ahead and roll. And I'm not really measuring, I'm just kind of estimating. It's just something, one of my go-tos is just winging it. And you just go with the flow. A lot of times that's when it works the best for me. Alright, so then there's that. Throw those extra pieces away. Now, before I glue it down, because I might not like how it looks, but before I glue it down, I'm just going to hold them up to him to see if I like the look of it. And I do. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and add the glue. Adds just a little bit of character to him. So I'm just going to hold that, make sure that sticks. Wait till you see what he looks like with his shoes on. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and do more glue on this side. He's so cute. And with this, you can even add laces. There have been times where I've used twine or ribbon to make bows. Oh, he's so cute. And then with his hands, I have that hole through that bead, so I can have him holding like a flower or something if I wanted. Let's see, just for giggles. I'm just going to grab one. Just so I can show you. So, I'm going to turn him around. There you go. He looks so cute, right? And I mean, I could put a different flower or just like a leaf of some sort that he's holding on to. This hand has the same type of bead, so something can stick in there. Or he can hold a flag or anything like that. And he doesn't require any of the discs. He sits really good. I think if I would have added shoes to the black and red one, he probably would have sat pretty good, because sometimes that weights it down towards the front and doesn't want it to topple backwards. But I think he turned out really cute without as well. They turn out so adorable. Who would have thought pine cones and socks would make such a cute little gnome. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and chit-chatting with me and spending my morning with me. I don't know when I'll do another live, but keep checking back on my page. I'll let you know. Don't forget to spread the word. I can't believe I'm at 980 followers. So 20 more followers, and I will draw 4 names because that will be my 1,000 mark. That just blows my mind. So, but I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you enjoy your day, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. And I will talk to you later. And I will also post a picture of all of them separately and together, just so you can have that picture as well. And don't hesitate to message me if you have any questions or anything like that. So I will talk to you later. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.